You can see right behind me here, to my side, I've got an all-girl GN'R cover band. Their name's Guns N' Hoses. I saw them in concert 2 summers ago, and finally I got a chance to talk to them here today, and I'm very excited.
Ah!
All right, so obviously the coolest thing I could be doing would be to be here with the real Guns N' Roses, but I think I found the second best thing. I'm here with Guns N' Roses, a New York City-based all-girl GN'R cover band who I saw 2 years ago and finally I'm getting to talk to now. Let me start by introducing everyone. Give me your real name and then your name in the band.
Aaron Mars, Axl host.
Emmy Wildwood, Lizzie Stradlin.
Perfect.
Megan Talley, Muff McKagan.
Beth Callan, Gash.
Perfect. All right, so now we're started. So I saw you 2 years ago. You played with Girls,
Yeah.
an all-girl Motley Crue cover band. And I'm fascinated by the whole thing. Like, I'm obsessed with Guns N' Roses, and I love that clearly you all are too. Why don't we start with your relationship to the band, just musically, how you got into them, how much you're into them, and that sort of thing.
Sure. I got into Guns N' Roses years ago when I was little. I was definitely in elementary school, and my friend had an older brother who I had a crush on, and he had a Guns N' Roses poster on his wall.
Yeah.
So that's how I knew the band. I was kind of familiar with them. But that kind of stuff was not allowed in my house growing up, which made me just like it more, which I think sometimes happens when you're kids. You're not allowed something, so then it's like more special. So that's how I first got into the band. You guys want to?
And didn't you see them in an elevator?
And well, the whole thing so
It's a good story. It's a great story.
Yeah, tell the story.
Okay, so when I was tell the story. Okay, so when I was like, I must have been 10, and my family was on vacation in Canada, in Toronto, and so this must have been around their
Use Your Illusion? Or?
Use Your Illusion tour. In the middle of the night, it was August 10th. Because that's my brother's birthday. So the fire alarm gets pulled in the hotel. So we wake up and my mom's a nurse.
No way! No way! No way!
Fire alarm?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so the fire alarm gets pulled, so my mom's a nurse and they make an announcement to stay because
Oh no. Are they really gonna keep up with this? All right. So the fire alarm gets pulled. Hopefully not more here in the building.
Right.
You pour into the lobby or whatever.
Right. So we all go outside, we wait, everybody starts going back in. Finally we go in, we get into the elevator, and the elevator doors are closing, and somebody sticks their hand in and opens the elevator doors up, right? And it's Slash and Axl, and Slash had stopped the elevator, and he turns to Axl and he's like, "Welcome to my office," and they're laughing, and clearly not. They had canceled the concert because they said that, I guess, and maybe it was true, but Axl was having vocal issues, I guess. So they had canceled the concert, and a fan who was really angry found out what hotel they were staying in, pulled the alarm to try to get back at them, but they weren't even in their hotel room, they were in the hotel bar, I guess.
Yeah.
So they come in.
Wait, this wasn't the Metallica Stadium debacle show where there was a riot and everything. Would it have been? Like, was it 92?
It was 92.
I wonder. All right, we'll double check that. I wonder if that is.
So I don't know, but like, so they get in, and my mother's terrified because she sees these like 2 drunk guys. So she's pulling us all close to her because I've got siblings. And I'm just standing there completely stunned because these are guys I've seen on MTV, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Axl Rose! Oh my God, that's Slash! I can't believe it's that! You know. And
did you say that? Like, you didn't?
No, I was terrified. I was 10, and I was like, shy. You know what I mean? And they just seemed so bigger than anybody, in a sense. Not even as like height.
No, I know this
had
an aura.
Energy,
Yeah,
the whole thing. You know? They bumped into me. They get off the elevator. We get off the elevator. And I started walking down the hallway like this because that's how one of the guys had bumped into me, touched my arm. And in my mind, I'm like, well, he's famous, so I guess this is what you do when a famous person touches you. You can't do anything. And my mother was like, what are you doing? And I was like, Mom, those guys are on MTV. That's Guns N' Roses. And she's like, no, it's not. That's a couple of drunks. We're going to bed.
Also true.
Yeah, also true. So that's my.
That's
the
incredible.
story.
Oh my God!
Right.
Wow, that's the greatest story I've ever heard in and of itself. All right, so let's keep going down the line. Like, what part of your musical upbringing did Guns N' Roses represent to you?
Well, I had a cool older sister who subscribed to those tape delivery at the BMI.
Oh, yeah, Columbia House, right?
Columbia House, thank
Yeah.
you, where they would deliver, 95 tapes at a time.
Yeah.
Japes.
But so I also got into it around Use Your Illusion
Yeah.
1, and right around the time I was learning to play guitar, and when I got a hold of my sister's tapes, I stole them.
Yeah.
When she wasn't looking, and really loved Don't Cry, and I learned to play it on guitar. It's one of the first songs I learned.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, Muff.
Well, so I'm a little bit younger. I'm like the lamb of the group. I'm the baby. I was born that year that Aaron.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
But
So this is like classic rock to you.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, if it's on the classic rock stage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it was definitely a thing for me growing up. I'm a guitar player first, actually, and the hits were what I listened to kind of like inspire and be like, what could I play? Could I play that? And I would listen to like Sweet Child of Mine on my green iPod Nano on my school bus, back when they were colored. And I would be like, oh, I don't think I can never play that, but oh my God, you know what I mean? And I
Right.
would listen to every little note that Slash played. And then to find this group later on, I actually went out or auditioned to play the guitar at first.
Yeah.
So I learned some of that stuff and it was pretty rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MTV. That's
Yeah.
how I learned about Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
November Rain both delighted me and terrified me,
Uh-huh.
because it's like a spooky video where a girl dies and, oh my God, but there's this guitar solo. I don't know, I think I like this, but I feel funny inside. So that was, the beginning of Guns N' Roses love. For me.
Yeah, for sure. So very different stories, but around the same generation, everything. Are we good with the audio right now, or is it's all right with that? Yep. So, all right, fast forward. The band has now existed for 5 years, and sometimes people can come and go, essentially, right? But the general unit has been intact. You've been in the band the whole time?
Yeah.
You've always been Axel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Emmy's been in the band the whole time. She's always been
Lizzie.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
Yours is
Yeah.
the least.
So that, I mean, and that's fitting too.
play
That's
guitar.
that's technically accurate too, because Axel and Izzy should be always together.
Yeah.
They're who came into the real band
Yeah.
together, and they're both from Indiana. They went to high school together. So you have a big concert tonight. Tell me what the live experience is like for you.
Well, for the show, we usually play like an hour and a half to 2 hours. When we first started the band, we only played Appetite for Destruction front to back, which is
Awesome.
definitely one of the best
Yeah,
rock albums of all
for
time.
sure.
100%. And so that's the core of our material, and we add hits onto that.
Okay.
So we'll do a bunch of ones that are things that people know, but then because of ourselves and loving the music,
Yeah.
we'll do some of the deep cuts for us.
Yeah.
So it's kind
like
of
what?
both.
Like what are some of the ones like?
November Rain.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, deep cuts. Sorry, I was
Yes.
thinking
Yeah.
hits.
I was like,
Yeah,
"You're
November
crazy."
Rain's a real deep
Oh,
cut.
yeah,
So.
Yeah, so we do
So
like
deep.
You're Crazy. We do, what are some of the other ones?
My Michelle.
We do My Michelle, You're Crazy.
Right, that's
Used to
not
love
Appetite.
her. Was that a hit?
Which one?
Yeah,
Used
you
to
still
Love
love
Yeah.
her.
Or
Used to
Yesterday's?
Love Her.
Yeah.
You could be mine.
Yesterday's, You
Oh.
Could Be Mine. I'm trying to like go
Yeah.
through the set
No.
list now.
Right.
But it's interesting when we do some of the more punk stuff because I think that to me is the most fun, in some ways, because I started my musical career in like punk.
Yeah.
So I always love that. And that's also one of the things with the band that I really like, that they've got that
Street
kind of,
energy.
that kind of
Yeah.
sound. Yeah. But that's not the stuff that I think most people are super familiar with. They're
Right.
more familiar with the things that had the big videos and Sweet Child
longer,
of Mine and the
right, more
yeah,
elaborate.
like the big ballady kind of stuff.
Now, how do you do November Rain? Like, do you have a keyboard player or?
So we do November Rain occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's more when we have like really big shows that we'll
Yeah.
break out November Rain.
Yeah.
And then we bring a keyboard player with us because when we play shows, we really do that as a 5 unit. But again, if it's like a bigger show, then we bring in somebody else.
Sure. And you all have day jobs and everything. So this is like a passion project, basically, right?
Yeah, we're all musicians and we do different things too. So I'm answering all the questions.
No.
Get used to it.
Typical Axel. Everyone.
Yeah.
I sense a breakup brewing right now.
Yeah.
The tension's smoldering within the band.
Right. Slash doesn't really talk anyway.
Honestly,
Right.
True.
we're all
She's
mostly
smoking right now,
we're
right?
all mostly musicians first,
Right.
who work sometimes
Yeah.
to support our love of music.
Yeah,
so we're actually,
sure.
Yeah.
we've had day jobs
Yeah.
and
And this
have
band-
day jobs, but it's
Does actually, I mean, it's more of a job than other bands
Uh-huh.
in that, you know,
Yeah.
people pay us to play.
Right.
Yeah.
You had
it's
a
not like a total passion project where, you know, we're footing the bill.
no,
all
gotcha.
ourselves
Like I
all
mean,
the
you
time.
and you had a huge gig in India recently,
Yeah.
which
That
is
was
crazy.
That was
Amazing.
so fun.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
went,
tell me about that. How did that come about, and how many people did you play to? I saw some of the pictures online.
So that show was over 5,000 people.
Wow.
And it was for a technology university there,
Mm-hmm.
and they had heard about us somehow, and they just contact
YouTube.
us. Like
Didn't
we
you
get,
say
I think it
YouTube?
might, it might have been
Yeah. I
YouTube
think
or
they
something
Googled
like that.
it or something.
It's kind of,
Yeah.
it's kind of awesome with this band that, you know, people like it, and then it just travels. You know what I mean? And I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, there is a fun, you know, it is a little bit cheeky what we're doing,
Sure.
and it's also we're a group of women who dress like men who dress like women. So
Right.
it's like if you don't see the irony there,
Right.
I don't know, you
Yeah.
know what else to tell you, because it's kind of like, come on, guys,
Right.
you know. And it's fun. So it's really fun, and I think people really enjoy that.
Totally,
and,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
we are really, we do take the music really seriously. So I think
Because you're excellent. Like I went for like the novelty. I'm like I would love nothing more than to see an all-girl GN'R cover band.
Yeah.
But it was really good.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank
like
you.
musically it was incredible. That was
Yeah.
a couple summers ago or whatever. And you have actually, from what I can tell online, like you've met Slash before,
And-
right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we met everybody except Axel.
No way.
Pretty much, right? We've
we
met,
don't.
I think, not Steven Adler, we haven't met him.
Right.
But we were playing a show a few years ago in LA,
Yeah.
and we were rehearsing for that show, and then we stopped rehearsing, you know, take a little break, and we walk in the hallway, and we hear somebody playing Mr. Brownstone across the hall. And we're like, oh, there's another tribute band or something over there?
Right.
And the guy working there was like, no, that's Kings of Chaos. Which Kings of Chaos is a band that was started by Slash, right? That Duff's in. It's basically all the guys from
Oh, wow.
Guns N' Roses minus
Axl,
Axl.
right.
And this is before they were doing their reunion
Yeah.
tour, right? So we were all kind of freaking out and like, oh my God, are they going to come in here? What are we going to do? So, and then we were like, but what if they don't come in here? So we put a sign on the door. We're like, just in case you want to come, we're Guns N' Roses, and we're, you know, and so then we're playing, we're rehearsing, and all of a sudden the door opens, and Duff just
No
peeks his head
way.
in, and I'm like, oh, do we stop singing now? I mean, it was
What
awesome.
I mean, that's insane that you
Yeah.
were rehearsing in the same building as the members of the band. Like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of good stuff has happened to even make this possible. Like there seems to be a
Right.
positive, you know, vibe around the whole thing
Yeah.
that carries
Yeah.
it forward.
Oh, definitely. The energy of it. And I think it's also because we're really, as people, very positive and supportive
Yeah.
of each other.
Yeah.
And that was the point of starting this project. You know, I personally had been in bands for years, mostly with all men.
Mm-hmm.
And then and I just wanted to meet and work with more female musicians. So that was why this project started.
Yeah.
You know, I played a show with Mia, who was the original bassist in the band. She now lives in LA.
Yep.
And our bands played together, and I got off stage, and I just turned to her and I said, hey, you're pretty good. I'm starting this, I've got this all-girl Guns N' Roses tribute band. You want to be in it?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, okay. What's it called? I was like, oh, it's called Guns N' Hoses. She's like, I'm in. Who else is in the band? I was like, so far it's me and you.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how anything starts. It's like
Yeah.
you just have to have that idea and decide, I want to do this. This is why I want to do it. And I think when you just get the energy with it.
Yeah.
And people feel that kind of flow. And so it's been a really awesome experience because not only I think have we been able to work with so many amazingly talented women in the project, but we've been able to tour and do really exciting things that we never planned on.
Right,
Like we've gone
right.
to Canada, we've gone to India,
Right,
we
see,
went
you
to
do
Alaska.
travel a lot,
like
yeah.
we've gone all crazy places, and it's rad, and people really like it. And I think in a way also what we're doing, we are a tribute band.
Yeah.
This is not original music.
Yeah.
You would be shocked how many men are so confused to see a group of women on stage with instruments.
Yeah.
We played a show in Vermont, and it was like, we're sound checking, and this guy came up and he's like, Oh, what you doing? Oh, you playing instruments? Oh, wow, this is crazy. This is crazy, guys.
Still in 2016.
Still, and you're like, are you kidding me? But that's, you know, that's.
I mean, that's the most punk. That to me is totally in keeping with the vibe of GNR. Like they would be so psyched to hear you tell that story that you're using their music to sort of bust down
That's
foolish
really what
thinking
made the
like
India
that.
trip really cool.
That was-
Yeah, right.
Yes.
We were handled sort of and you know, organized by all these male students we played at a university.
Yep.
And, you know, afterwards we were being interviewed by university press, and I was like, you know, on the drive home I just took it like, so Arun, our guy, you know,
Yeah.
how come there's no females? Like, you know, what's going on? And he was like, oh, they have a curfew of 11:30, so that's why we were like bum rushed by a couple girls after the show who were just like hugging us,
Crying.
and like selfies.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you. I'm
Yeah.
like, I love you too. Thanks. And I remember getting off stage and being like, guys, that left side though, right? Like,
I even get
They
chills right
separated
now
the
talking
women
about it.
and the men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
in the
Really?
audience.
I didn't
Oh my
realize
God,
that.
wow.
We didn't notice until we were out there too. We looked
Yeah.
at each other and we were
I didn't
like,
notice until afterward.
we
and
were
I was
like, are
that
the
side
men and
was
the
pretty
women
poppin'.
separated?
Like the
And-
Axel move there would have been to throw down the microphone and be like, "This show is over,"
I know,
storm
right?
off stage, and they would have rioted.
Well, when we first showed up to soundcheck, I noticed there was like a penned area to the left, and I said to one of the guys, "Hey, what's with this penned area and these security people over there?" And they're like, "Oh, that's where the women stand." And I was like,
What?
okay.
Say what?
And I guess.
And
it's
but how would you ever know that going into the gig? Like, you know, I don't know. I would never even think of that either. You know, until you're there.
And it's clearly part of their student policy, and which is fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's their university, and
Yeah.
people can decide to do whatever they
Right.
want in that sense. And
Yeah.
so we didn't want to be disrespectful. You want to be respectful,
Right,
obviously.
right.
But it was funny because then he turned to me and he's like, "Will that be a problem?" And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Imagine if you had said yes.
I know. I was like,
Right.
should I make it a
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah.
But no.
I
And
did
it was-
boy girl.
And
Right.
it was funny too because when I saw the show, I talked to you for a second afterwards because you have the removable tattoos. It's like
Yes.
super authentic.
Yeah.
And you actually told me the guy you got them from on Etsy. I have them in my drawer right now. Like
awesome.
the removable tattoos from the guy in
Yeah.
Indiana or wherever that is.
Yeah.
Did you go to any of the MetLife shows this summer of the reunion?
I saw them in Philadelphia. It was amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I saw night one at MetLife. Slash's birthday.
Oh my God.
So like right there, yeah. I actually had tickets Sunday night, and then I had to work early Monday, and I switched them, and I was like, the whole time, I brought my wife too.
Yeah.
And leading up to the show, I'm like, I hate that I'm not going Slash's birthday. Like that really bummed me out going one night after,
Yeah.
and then it turned out we swapped the tickets and the whole thing.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like a hardcore fan.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. GN'R is everything to me. Like
Yeah.
that was my first album in 7th grade.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
love
easy
that.
when he says that word in the middle, just like flip my mind.
Yeah.
The first concert I ever saw was GN'R opening up for Aerosmith in 1988, which was amazing in Mass. Like that, my dad brought me to that at 13, and it was just
Wow.
Way
like
to go,
totally
Dad.
like lights out after
Yeah.
seeing that for sure. Yeah,
Oh, that's
way to
so
go,
rad.
Dad, for
Yeah.
sure. Yes, the show, the reunion is great. I mean, I would love to see Izzy there. I love Steven. Everyone loves Steven. I would love
Yeah.
to see him do a couple songs too.
Yeah.
But he is involved occasionally, which is cool. Tell me more about the actual interaction with the band members. Like Duff's obviously awesome dude. He must have been like totally cool. And like did Slash roll in? Did Matt Sorum? Like who? When you were rehearsing down the hall, or how did that?
So when we were rehearsing, yeah, Duff came in and he was so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the nicest
Totally.
guy, and he's so handsome too. Oh my
And we were
gosh.
shaking, by the way.
Sh-
We were
shaking.
legitimately like
Yeah.
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying not
Like,
to be.
yeah, everybody be cool, guys.
No, I know.
Be
It's
cool.
it's
Be cool.
I interviewed him both book tours, and it's impossible to be cool. Like I'm just sitting
Yeah.
across, I'm like, holy cow,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
Yeah. And he's really
So
nice guy.
engaged, so present,
did you
so
read his
involved.
biography?
Oh, yeah.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Too.
And then Slash came in.
And then Slash came in. Sorry, I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, it was crazy. And he came around and shook everyone's hand and hugged us and let us selfie. And then the coolest thing was that he was like, do you wanna come meet the rest of the guys? And we were like, yeah, sure.
Right,
yeah.
right.
I mean, yeah, let's go. And then they walked us to their rehearsal space where we met Matt.
Yeah.
And hung out with them for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. I mean, they were just so nice to us. And then
Got some good press quotes out
yeah,
of
and,
it.
and we left.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we left, and,
Yeah.
and Slash tweeted
Oh.
that he had just met Guns N' Hoses.
Yeah.
And that he must say we are pretty tight.
Yeah. He said, "Sounds like our mirror."
Sounds like a mirror.
Oh my God! Wow.
Must
Okay.
say pretty. Oh, he double tweeted was the thing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
We got like
awesome.
1,700 followers that day.
Yeah.
And how much of a part of your following is social media? How important does that, a role does that play?
I think it's really important. I don't know if we're really good at it.
Like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook. Guns and Hoses Gals. Is that it? Yeah, see?
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
Guns and Hoses rock.
Guns and Hoses rock.
That's the
That's
Facebook.
Twitter.
Facebook.
Oh,
That's the Twitter.
just look for Guns and Hoses.
If,
Yeah.
yeah, if you
Not
write
the
Guns and
wrestling
Hoses,
group.
Okay.
There's like a Guns N' Hoses
Well,
wrestling.
you know what? A lot of times too, like
Really?
they have like hockey games where it's like the cops versus firefighters, and they call it Guns and Hoses or something. too.
Yeah.
Like, when you Google it, that
Right.
comes up a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this about social media, if I may, though.
Mm.
We're medium at social media, but the whole big thing about this band is that it seems to operate as if we are all a band 20 years ago. Flyers work.
Yeah.
You see
Oh,
our
wow.
flyer
Yeah.
and people show up. Like they see us on a list, of schedule list for a club. They come.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will never.
because
I mean,
it's a name or recognition.
Yeah.
before we even, one of the craziest shows ever we played was at Brooklyn Bowl, which is actually
Oh, wow, great place,
It was
yeah.
it was a big room.
Sure.
And
I saw Robert Plant there.
Us,
Oh,
great.
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
just Robert Plant.
Yeah. So you play the
No
same
big.
venue as he did, right?
It's no big deal.
But we barely had any social media at that point. I mean, we were like a year old maybe.
Yeah.
And Brooklyn Bowl put us up on their schedule, and we sold the whole place out, and people came up from Philadelphia wearing red bandanas. I mean, there was
Wow.
a bachelorette
Yeah.
party,
Yeah.
and we sold out the Brooklyn Bowl, which is crazy, and we barely even tweeted about it. Do you know what I mean?
Wow,
It was like-
yeah.
So it's the concept itself is really powerful, and then I think once they see us, the show is good. And
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
not
gets them hooked. And
novelty. It's
yeah,
like
so there's
real.
a lot
Yeah.
of word of mouth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There is.
And in this like super old school way, that I don't think in our original projects. I mean, we have to really fight. Everyone does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to post about your shows. I mean, there's so much stuff, but Guns and Hoses, anything about Guns and Hoses seems to rise to the top of the page.
Right,
So
right.
Yeah.
we're very, we know we're very lucky and that it's very special. That
Yeah.
sort of side of things.
That's so incredible. So
Yeah.
now we just need the Axl Rose running somewhere. Like, what would you do if you were to see Axl Rose or he were to show up?
I think I'd cry.
Yeah, I think I would too. Right?
I
yeah.
think I'd just start crying. Yeah. I mean, because I really love him.
Did you
I mean, I
did you tell
really
Slash
love
the elevator story, or did you not even have time to go
No,
there?
no.
Yeah.
He was like, I only have a minute. He came in really quick. He was-
Sure.
but which was really nice.
Yeah.
To pop, give us
Yeah.
time. So, but yeah, I think if I met Axl, I would definitely just cry.
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like certain people, they're you just can't even imagine them actually being real.
Right,
You know what I mean?
sure,
So
and
it would be
he's
so
definitely one of them.
shocking. It would be like, oh, okay,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe for me too, because I dress like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just gonna pop in there. and
Watch
Now
him so
now,
much.
what are did you ever have weird situations? Are guys weird after the show, or right? I mean, I feel this must bring up some
They're
weird.
always perfect gentlemen when they.
Yeah.
They love
Every
Gina.
time.
They just
They
love
do,
their.
that's true.
They're
Our-
really
our
good.
And
drummer.
Gina's really good with you know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
just like lets them
That's
down
our drummer.
easy.
Yeah.
She's
Or
very
she's
cute.
like, sure, buy me a lot of drinks. I'm not. I mean, that's
She's
fine.
like, buy me his name's. I'm sorry. Now I'm taking over. This
No, please.
Okay, I will be the first to admit that I maybe have the worst temper a little bit when it comes to.
You have the least ability,
tolerance.
right?
I have the
Yeah.
lowest
So,
BS time.
it-
But, I mean, for the most part, the response is like awesome.
With the fans
With
you're
the
talking
fans, the
about?
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, sometimes, in general, I would say, in general, people are respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10%, a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see your
10% a
outliers
little
being
weird. Yeah.
really aggressively
Yeah.
weird.
We've also had women come up to us a bunch and
Yeah.
ask us to sign their chests and
Yeah.
stuff. We've done
Yeah.
all kinds of.
Or
Right.
be really aggressive and weird. They're part of
Or
that
be-
10%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
there's
10% is 50-50
It is
male
10,
female.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I still think it's the weirdest thing when it comes to guys is that if we're in sound check, they'll come up and be like, "You're really playing that thing," and it's like, "No, I'm a puppet. And these are strings."
That's so
and
weird.
someone else
That is so
doing
weird.
this." Yeah. That's the weirdest.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it really.
And
gets.
Vermont's like a pretty liberal. I wouldn't expect that. I don't know.
no.
Was that the Pickle Barrel? Is that where you played? You played?
No, we played Mount
Killington?
Snow.
Mount Snow,
We
whatever.
played the
Yeah,
bar at Mount Snow, which
Yeah.
is crazy party if you've ever
Oh,
gone.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, the
It's fun.
people, it's like they are drinking all day,
Yeah.
probably. I don't know, but I mean, we saw.
It's like a real GN'R show.
Oh, it's like a real,
Yeah.
And, you know, people jellyfish dancing on the floor
Yeah.
because they can't get up anymore. We had this one guy, he was so drunk he kept trying to get on stage. Security keeps walking him off. We're like, bye, you can't come up here. And
He
he's
was
like,
like-
she waved to me. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Oh my God!
Saying,
Right.
I'm in a band.
Yeah, I'm in a band, and he's trying to come up on stage. It's like, I don't care.
Right.
You know, I don't care.
You know, and how much of Axl's persona do you sort of adopt when you're dealing with people? Do you, when you're playing the songs, do you
Yeah.
sort of get that like attitude
Yeah,
of
a
like
lot.
get out of here?
Yeah,
You
a
know,
lot.
like
Some crowds don't get it. Some crowds get really, a girl swearing. I don't know if this
Right.
is okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. You always have to judge the room, but we played a motocross rally
yeah,
after, right? So they've been like dirt biking all day, and it's like mostly men.
Yeah.
There's maybe 5 women in the back, and they're moshing really aggressively. And at one point, you know, somebody's playing, and one of the guys is just like up on her guitar, and I just like took my foot and kick him back in, like back off. You know what I mean? So there's definitely moments where I channel Axl, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what would Axl do? Kick him in the face,
Right.
And, you know, and then they like it. They're like, yeah,
Right.
oh yeah, she just, you know, and they like,
Right, right.
This is part of the whole experience or something.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's also a fun aspect of the band that we
Yeah.
get to be.
I mean, it
you
must
know.
be so bizarre. Like you must have such a, and we'll wrap this up soon. I got to run a minute, but it's like you must have such an appreciation for, like, to be channeling them. Like how crazy it must be to be them. Like what must it have been like to be Axl Rose in 1991.
Oh, it's-
you know, it's like
Can't
you
imagine.
couldn't help but go nuts. You know, it's like not a natural way of living.
No,
Yeah.
no. And I think you know, when you start to really look at like some of the lyrics that they talk about
Mm-hmm.
and the lifestyle that they were leading up to the point before they really got famous,
Yeah.
in a sense. And the way that like women kind of
Meaning it's like it's sort of like misogynistic. A lot of the lyrics,
super
right? Yeah, yeah,
misogynistic.
yeah.
Super
Yeah.
misogynistic. You know, it was just like a totally different time.
Right.
And I think like if you've ever watched that documentary about metal, hair
The metal
and
years,
the
yeah,
the
decline of
metal years.
civilization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the decline of
yeah, yeah,
civilization.
yeah.
It's just nuts. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got such a different. It was just such a culture
Right.
that doesn't really exist in the same way now.
Yeah.
Of people being such fans of that genre and
Right.
like, people who are in bands.
Like
and
it is what it
playing.
is. It doesn't taint the music. It was that moment in time is what that was.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I don't know if I answered that question.
No. Yeah. I think
I'm
you
like, did I get
No.
super off topic?
No, you totally did. Like
Okay.
that all made sense completely to me.
Okay,
right.
cool.
And like how many gigs a year do you play?
We play about 10,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, ish, because we tour. So it's like if we go somewhere, you know, we go up to Alaska, we play 3 shows. We go, you know, other places, we're flying in for a show there or there or there or there.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of, you know, we don't play New York as much as we used to, but we do love, I mean, we live here, we love New York, you know. But we play New York maybe 3 times a year, I would say.
And they're all big
right.
shows when
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah, they're all big
Yeah.
shows, and I think that's part of it too. It's like you can't play that much.
Yeah.
You got to keep it special. You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah.
Got to keep it a special experience.
Uh-huh.
So people tell their friends, and everybody gets
Total. I
stoked.
told everyone I knew. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
talk about this enough. Like I posted our picture together on Instagram.
Yeah,
Like, this is
awesome.
the greatest. You know, it's incredible art. So all right, that's it. Guns and Hoses here. Big show tonight. You'll probably
Yeah.
see us after that gig, but stay on all their social media, whatever it is. You'll
Yep.
find it if you
Guns N'
Google it.
Roses rock, Guns N' Roses gals.
Guns N' Roses rock, Guns N' Roses Dallas. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. You know where to find them. Excellent, guys, girls. It was great meeting you.
Thank you
Good
so
luck
much.
tonight.
Thanks
yeah,
for having
I'm
us.
psyched to finally talk to you.
Yeah.
All right. Good.